So in today's day, recording clean, high-res, professional video is becoming easier and easier, not to mention more affordable. With 4K recording, high frame rate, and finer, sharper glass coming to devices that fit in your pocket, it's no wonder that these days anyone can pick up their phone and do YouTube, make a short film, etc. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Andrew, and today I will be giving you the scoop on a fantastic app that unlocks some of the great potential inside the iPhone, which you can use to improve your video footage. Now, I cannot stress this enough. This app will not magically improve your footage, but instead will give you full manual control. This is the secret to achieving professional clean video, having maximum control over the camera's functions such as white balance, exposure, and especially focus. So with that being said, say hello to Filmic Classic. Now, while this app has been out for a while now, it is in my opinion a hidden gem in the world of iPhone videography. Now, while it is more optimized for the iPhone, I would honestly not have any problem running this on any other Apple device, so as long as it's running iOS 5.1 or later, which is pretty much everybody. Once you open up the app, you are immediately asked to provide access to the camera, mic, and photo libraries of the iPhone, but once past that, you're brought to a live view of the video. Now, right off the bat, you should see why this app is so helpful when doing video. You have complete manual control. Now, while the classic version does restrict the access to more of the core features and functions such as shutter speed, ISO, and aperture, the Pro version is available from the App Store for around $10 if you're interested. Now, before we start recording though, there are a few settings that we need to set up first so that we get the best image possible out of the camera. So to do this, hop into the menu by pressing the gear icon at the bottom of the screen to gain access to all the adjustable options. Now, the first thing you're going to want to adjust are some of the more core features such as the camera orientation and the resolution. As such, make sure that the camera orientation is set to back and the resolution set to its highest native resolution. Now, moving on down to frame rate, this will all depend on what look you're going for. If cinematic film is what you're going for, then setting it to 24 frames per second would be ideal, but if this is for YouTube or anywhere else on the internet, then the higher the better. Now, as for the rest of the settings, the reticle, the 35mm flip, and the GPS tagging, you can leave these at their default settings for best performance. Now, the last setting that we really need to pay attention to is the Save To button. This is where you can choose your save directory, which in the case of the iPhone, will most likely be your camera roll. Now from here, the rest of the settings are optional. Most of them, such as the audio meters, thirds guide, and the slate board, all give you additional features that are nice to have, but just remember that they do of course take up some screen real estate. Now once you're done with this, you're ready to record, which is my favorite part. Getting back to the real beauty of the app, you will now be able to take full manual control of the camera like you never could before. Now of course, it's completely up to you on how you want to set the exposure, focus, and white balance. However, I will give you a quick tutorial on how to do that just to get you started. Now the UI is quite simple and not at all difficult to understand. The two icons in the center of the screen each represent one function. So based on photography terminology, the aperture blades govern exposure and the focus box references focus. Now, while these two serve very different purposes, they function with the exact same principle. Whatever the icon is placed over is what the camera will view as the subject. Therefore, whatever you place the focus box over, the camera will autofocus for that specific object. Now, using the same logic, we can discern that if we leave it in one spot, whatever gets positioned under it will be focused on by the camera. Now, all of this, of course, goes exactly the same for exposure. And where things get really interesting is the locking feature. This allows you to lock the camera to a specific focus point or a certain exposure, which, as you know, focus hunting is not only one of the most common problems with cameras, but also one of the most annoying. Now, to lock one or more of the controls, tap the button respective to it at the bottom of the screen until it turns red, which will lock it in place. Now, setting the white balance is easy enough as well. Just put a solid white piece of paper in front of the lens and press the white balance button to calibrate it to your specific lighting scenario. Now, once this is done, you're ready to record, which is self-explanatory enough. You just press the big red record button and away you go. Now, of course, no video like this would be complete without some test shots, so go ahead and have a look at some right now. Well, now you know how to greatly improve the video quality of your iPhone. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below whether or not this was helpful and what you plan on shooting with the app. Well, that's all for this video. If you like this content, check out some of my others. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. But anyway guys, my name is Andrew, and until next time, thank you for watching.